Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of SipNReview. My name is Chantel, and today I will be doing a review on the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 5, the reunion part 2. Before I get started, guys, do not forget to hit that subscribe, like, share, comment down below, and hit that bell to be notified whenever I post a new video. So this is the moment that you all have been waiting for. It is a hot topic. Everyone is discussing this review. So I am going to get started ASAP. So Giselle said that she's fine with her business being aired on the show because she has been beyond transparent on the show. So this is her response to the question that Andy asked her about her relationship with Jamal airing on the show. So she and Jamal only have communication issues, and that's what she said, and I beg to differ. It seems like there's more going on than just communication issues. Apparently Candace said that he could have came to the reunion to defend himself, and I totally agree with Candace. He should have been on the show to defend himself, but instead of appearing on the show, he did post an Instagram video on his Instagram page. Okay, so moving on. So we got to the part about Monique's book, and of course, you know, Candace is still upset with Monique, and rightfully so, because of the fight that they had. Candace called Monique's book a thirst book. Monique said that maybe Giselle just wants an open relationship. In response to Monique's shade, when it said that she don't really think, that's how Giselle really feels inside, okay? So, of course, when it was defended Giselle, and it said that he feels like Jamal had a lot to lose by coming on the show, and that's probably why he did not show up. Therefore, he doesn't think that Jamal is dating a lot of other women. Now, Robin. Can someone please tell me what's going on with Robin's hair, okay? It is the word on the streets. Everyone wants to know what is going on with her hair. All of the ladies looked fine, except for when it got to the part about Robin's hair with those different colors. And I feel like while they were on a lunch break, they could have fixed her hair. The lunch break was an hour long, okay? That's what they said. And I was assuming that maybe they would be trying to fix her hair, maybe put a new wig on, spray it with some hair color, something, you know, to make her look better than what she was looking from that point. So, and it really did look like they rushed her hair to me. Her appearance could have been nicer than that, or she could have simply gotten a wig from Karen, okay? And she would have looked it even more better if she would have got a wig from Karen's wig line. So moving on, shaking my head about that part. So Giselle and Robin, I feel like y'all shouldn't get mad, because it was okay when you were dragging her and trying to get her kicked off the show, and I am talking about Monique. So them two were in the back discussing. It seemed like they had an attitude problem about Monique, and they also called her Buster Douglas. Now, again, like I said, instead of worried about that, while y'all was in the back with all of that tomfoolery, you should have been getting your hair fixed, okay? I felt like time was just wasted. Like, that was nonsense to me. I would have went straight to the hairstylist and let her finish fixing my hair, okay? We got to touch up, period. You had enough time to do that. Okay, so, and yes, her binder does have tabs and receipts, because they were discussing that as well, which were all organized, I must say, color-coded and all. And yes, payback is a MF. People take notes on how to properly give payback. Thus, that is what Monique did, and she gave the bonder a new purpose. In my opinion. Okay? Today on the show, on the second half of the show, I'm sorry, Candace had a stank face, and she's making, while Andy was asking her about defending her marriage on the show. Okay, she had that stank look on her face while she was asking her about defending. She was not asking her that. She was asking Ashley. Ashley said that she don't see it as defending her marriage. She just sees it as answering a lot of questions about her marriage. And Ashley said that Michael got his shit together after realizing that he could lose his family. Okay, and Ashley also said that she had her fun cheating on her husband while they were separated. So Ashley said that she done her dirt as well. And I feel like she's looking for an excuse, to make it seem like her husband did not cheat on her. She's trying to make him look better, okay? And I feel like it wasn't working. She did not make him look better at all. Now, she answered the question, in a good way so that no one would question her again. Yeah, she did that part by answering her questions directly, straight, no chaser. She just kept it 100. So I applaud her for that. She had no shame in what has happened, the cheating allegations of her husband. Okay, so Ashley duly noted that her husband is only attracted to women and not men. So after she made that statement, the girls were giving her the side eye, okay, because they did not agree. So what I'm hearing is that if Michael would have paid the stripper, she would have gave him the business, because she did say that he did not have sex with the stripper. The stripper wanted him to pay her, and he was not willing to pay her. All of that's BS to me. It's BS. Like she said, they had a sleepover, okay, which means that he slept in a hotel overnight with this woman. No married man has any business being in a hotel room with another woman. I don't even care if they just laid next to each other and watched some TV and talked. You still had no business being in a room with another woman in a hotel room, knowing damn well that you have a wife at home. Totally disrespectful. Okay? Point blank, period. So we moved on to Robin, and Robin asked Ashley, does she think that they were setting him up? Karen said that she supports Ashley's decision to keep her marriage and family together. And no, I do not think that he was being set up. I think he was at the bar getting drunk, and he saw a young lady in there. They started a conversation, and one thing led to another. That's what I think that happened. Karen said that she just wants the truth with Giselle. And that was her statement when we get to the point to where Andy was asking them questions. And that's what Karen said, because she said there are so many allegations surrounding, what's going on with her and Brian. Karen said that she's coming from a good place. She just really wants to know what's going on, with her friend. And that's when Giselle told Karen that they don't have a relationship. They are not friends, okay? And Giselle, I feel like Giselle made that statement because she's still salty about you talking about her and Jamal on this reunion. And Karen said that their relationship is candid. Andy said that Karen roots for Giselle's family, and Karen said absolutely she does root for their family because she just wants it to be a real family. So that was some more shade now, just a little bit of shade that Karen threw. Candace caught the shade that Karen threw and she laughed. Giselle said that Karen was full of shit. Karen told Giselle that she would know because she trained her well. Andy and Candace had to laugh at that one, and I had to laugh at that one as well. And they were really going the most on this reunion. There was a lot of shade being thrown, okay? Just too much shade. So we get to the point where they showed the tape of Michael grabbing the producer's butt. Ashley said the producer and Michael had a flirtatious relationship, but not in a gay way. No, absolutely not. The producer did not display that he had any type of relationship to your husband, I'm sorry. So come again. And one of the ladies did mention that maybe he just didn't want to lose his job, talking about the producer. And straight men do not go around grabbing men on the ass if they're straight, okay? And I feel like your husband is bisexual, just like you are bisexual. You did mention that you and your husband did have threesomes and you had a female of your choice in the bedroom with you. So both of you are bisexual. That is what the show is allowing us to see. That's what it has allowed us to see, I'm sorry. And that's what it's giving, period. You know, what's understood does not need to be explained. You're bisexual. Your husband is bisexual. Own up to it. Also, straight no chaser with that as well, the same way you answered Andy's questions. And I feel like if you just say that, you know, you won't have to answer anything else, period. We move on to Andy. And Andy did say that the producer was actually mortified by it. Ashley said that the man calls her husband Daddy. What? Now I was giving it a side eye after that. What you mean he called your husband Daddy? So your husband grabbed the cameraman and the producer on the butt though. And you still want to say that he's straight. And it all sounds suspect to me. I'm just saying, what I'm getting is bisexual on both ends. Candace said, girl, he did it. Now let's move on. Because at that point she had got agitated. Candace was just ready to move on to the next part of the show. Because she was really ready to get it over with. And, you know, I can feel her on that. It was just too much time being wasted on Ashley and Michael over something that we already know the answer to. And basically, the video did in fact show him doing it. Now, we can move on now. And I'm going to move on to the next segment. Candace said, like the letter you wrote, Ashley said that she sure did because, you know, on this show, Candace, she really had an attitude. Like, she was giving a lot of mouth on this reunion, okay? So she had shade to throw at everyone. When it was other people's turn to speak, she was mumbling stuff, saying things up under her breath. And Ashley said that she sure did write that letter for Monique. And Ashley also said that it was true and it was a depiction. Chronologically, okay? That's what she said. Candace said the letter that Ashley wrote to defend Monique was BS. And Ashley put it in order like Monique did in the binder, okay? That's what she said. Ashley said that she and Michael no longer have a prenup. She was asking for a post-nuptial agreement instead. So pretty much on the show she said that she was going to do that. She still hasn't done that yet. And she is pregnant with baby number 2, so she better decide quickly, okay? Andy asked Karen, does she hate her husband's Johnson? And Karen said no, and I felt like that was very disrespectful. It was inappropriate. Why would you ask her that on the show? Like, that's no one's business, to be honest with you. That's between her and her husband. Totally out of line. So Karen said that she realized that her husband doesn't owe her anything, because she did say that she wanted her money back on one of the episodes for bailing her husband out of his tax debt. She said he doesn't owe her anything because he gave her children, love, and trust, okay, in a long marriage. Monique said that the little check that the show is paying her to be on the show does not compare to the money that Chris is making, because that was the question that Andy asked her, and she said that she just uses it to invest in her business ventures. And the look on Giselle's face when she said that, okay? Shaking my head. Andy thought that her husband was not still bringing in money because he is an athlete. And Monique corrected him, and she let him know that her husband sees a good return on his investments, because her husband does take his money and invest it into a lot of different projects. So clearly they also had money before the show, and they still seem to be doing well, okay? So Giselle thought that Ray told Karen that he didn't love her anymore before, and Karen said no, that was new to her. It was the first time she had ever heard her husband say that. And Giselle said that Karen seemed embarrassed to her. Now, do you really think that Giselle really cared about Karen and Ray's marriage? I don't think so. I think she envies her. And Karen said that she was heartbroken and not embarrassed. So Ray cleaned the statement up by telling Karen that he still loves her on national TV. And Karen had Rihanna commenting on her Instagram congratulating her for her success. You go Karen. Karen is a boss lady. So Andy said that he calls Karen, and he said that he's claiming that she has grown on this show over the years. Bullshit. That's what he said. He calls it bullshit because Karen said that she feel like she has grown on this show. And because he said that, because every year he has to question, where does Karen live? I'm sorry, where does Karen live? And does she actually even own her own home? And also he questions the IRS thing. So he's pretty much not believing what Karen is saying at that moment. So yeah, Andy be taking digs and throwing his shade as well. And yeah, he always has on him a fresh pair of messy boots. That's just Andy. Karen said that losing both her parents brought out a different side of her. And I knew it. I had that feeling that Karen was not, being her true self on the show. And I really have to say that I really don't think it was wrong for Karen to do that. It shows that she has respect for her parents. Most people don't respect their parents. They don't care who's watching the show. They just do all types of crazy stuff on this reality show, not taking into consideration that their parents could be watching the show, their children could be watching the show, or whomever. And that's really, really good for Karen. I really commend her for that. Now, let's move on back to Candace. Candace keep on taking shots at Monique, but You know, she said she was traumatized, and I feel like for a person that was traumatized, why are you still picking? I felt like she was just picking, and Monique was trying to ignore her the entire time. And no one didn't say anything to Monique when she kept throwing jabs. You know, to Candace, I'm sorry, when she kept throwing jabs, they just let her continue on throwing her jabs. Now, she said that Monique was not a victim while she's answering Andy's questions. That's what Candace shouted out, and I'm like, fall back, Candace. Really? Because you're not helping your storyline at this point. You're sitting there doing everything that people say you do. You do the same stuff on your Twitter. You constantly pick with people. People don't want to be bothered constantly nagging them all the time. And I feel like you're reaching at this point. You need to stop. You're acting childish, in my opinion. Now, they was talking about Monique's bird. Monique was telling the story that her bird flew away, and she's very sad about it. And Candace said her bird did not fly away. And I felt like, you know, that was her again lashing out, because she is mad at Monique from the fight that they had. So the bird did come back, and the bird did come back, and Monique said that was because she lied, because it was said that most of the time if your bird fly away, it does not come back. Okay, so that was Candace's response to that. Moving on, Candace and Wendy said that it was very disrespectful when Monique's husband imitated her by pretending that she was giving him the oral business. Now, this is where the husbands got up and they imitated their wives, and that's what Monique's husband did. Monique said that she was unbothered by it because she knows her husband and he likes to clown like that. Monique told Candace that her husband told the world that she was bipolar with the light switch. So girl, bye. That was Monique's response to Candace shade. So we get to the part about the trainer. The rumor about Monique sleeping with the trainer, and rumors that her last son is not for her husband, it's for the trainer. So Gigi is the one that they're saying that started the rumor. Gigi told it to Charisse, and Charisse ran with the story, and she ran with it. I feel like she ran with that story just so she could get back on the show. Okay, she had a moment on the show so that she could come bring some drama to the show, and she basically used that to her own advantage, in my opinion. Karen is the one that put Monique on the plot, because she told her that they were doing this as a plot for their storyline on the show, because you know they really want Monique off the show, and I feel like they will do anything to get her off of the show. So we get to the part where Andy is about to show the video, and he says that they do not condone violence on Bravo, and that's exactly what he said. From what I saw on the show, on the videotape that they replayed, Monique thought that Candace pushed her. In actuality, it was Giselle that pushed her. So I feel like when Giselle pushed Monique, that's when Monique went ham, okay? Because she thought that was Candace pushing her. And also, Candace in fact did have the glass in her hand, which also explains how she wound up getting cut in the mouth with the glass. Candace was in fact hitting Monique with the glass, and She also broke the glass at that point, and then I saw her throw the glass at Monique. And that's what I saw. You guys can go over and watch the video. Like, I replayed it over and over and over again. And also, now if you guys want to watch it in slow motion, watch Giving You the Real Tea. It's on his Instagram post. He's also a commentator on YouTube as well. So he had the video playing on slow motion. So I was able to watch it on there as well as on Bravo. And that is what I saw. You guys can go and watch it yourself and form your own opinion. This show, like I said, my channel is simply for entertainment purposes only. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Now, Candace did have the broken glass, like I said, okay? Now, Andy replayed the footage, and I feel like he was trying to make Monique seem like she didn't know what the hell she was talking about, because Monique said what happened, and she was right. Word for word. Most of the things that happened, she did remember it, and Andy tried to make it seem like she didn't know what she was talking about. At this point, I'm not even sure if Andy watched the video himself. You know, maybe this was his first time seeing it, but I feel like everything he said did not coincide with what was played on the video, okay? And I feel like Giselle did play a part in that fight, because if she wouldn't have pushed Monique, she wouldn't have thought it was Candace that pushed her. And that pretty much escalated the fight, in my opinion, when she shoved her. And she didn't just tap her like she said. She did that to break up the fight, to get her to stop. And that was a pretty hard shove from what I saw in the video. That would lead someone to think that the person that they're fighting with pushed them, okay? And although Candace has a foul mouth, I still say this, and I'm like so tired of saying this, because people get attitudes when you go talk about Candace and Monique's fight. I still say it to this day, okay? She had no business fighting Candace. There was another option besides fighting, okay? And I do feel bad that she did get beat up. And that's just how I feel bad about what happened to her, but you can't expect me to continue on talking about this just like they keep talking about it on the show over and over again. Andy, he was questioning the fact that Monique is not showing any emotions about the fight, nor is she showing sympathy for Candace. And while I feel like that's messed up, you know, at this point you should be apologizing to one another, because you both participated in that fight. You both, Candace was talking smack and Monique was talking smack to her as well, and that's what started it. They both were talking stuff. So, you know, Candace, she was crying. She ran off the stairs. She needed to go and gather herself. She was pretty much bawling in tears. And yeah, I'm over it again. I'm oven baked done. Don't want to hear nothing else about that dang on fight. Okay, let's call a spade a spade. Move on. Again, go watch the video of Giving You the Real Tea on Instagram. And that's it for me, y'all. I'm about to end this commentary. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit the bell to be notified whenever I post a new video. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye now.